Hello everyone, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good everything. Welcome to MYANCAST. MYANCAST is a podcast where anyone from MYANDORI, Malaysia's Bank Dream Discord community server, can talk about any topics or issues that they'd like to shed some light on. Whether it's discussions about how bad school is or bringing awareness to topics such as autism, MYANCAST is the stage for you to do so. Welcome to episode 6.
Last episode, hosts Ara and Dan, along with their guest, the VTuber Shiori Masayume, talked about the sudden growth of VTubers. If you're interested in the topic, please have a listen to episode 5 on MYANDORI's YouTube channel. Other episodes of MYANCAST are also available on our channel, as well as on Spotify, so do listen to them when you can. Today's topic is about the SPM batch of 2020, also known as the first COVID-19 batch. We'll be talking about our experiences learning and preparing for the exams during this time, as well as comparing our experiences regarding SPM to the experience of one of our seniors who's part of the 2019 SPM batch. We'd also like to answer questions given to us by the community in MYANDORI about this episode's topic. Finally, we'd like to offer some advice to our juniors from the 2021 batch who'd be sitting for the exams early next year. Hopefully, they'll be able to avoid the same mistakes that we might have made.
So, before we get into the topic though, we'd like to introduce ourselves first. So, starting off with my co host, Kiro.
Thank you, Ran. Hello, I'm Kiro. I'm 18 and I'm an ex-moderator for MYANDORI. I was a moderator for around a year and a half or so before I retired just a few months ago. Anyways, as you can tell from my age, I'm also part of the 2020 SPM batch that got their examinations delayed, and I took the art stream at my school as well as IGCSE examinations on the side as a private candidate. It's my first time actually ever doing something like hosting a podcast or even speaking at a podcast. So to be honest, I'm a bit nervous and afraid, and I already am feeling like I'm about to stutter at times, but I'll do my best.
Ooh, okay, nice to meet you, Kiro.
Self clap.
Alright. So, hello there, everyone. My name is Ran. I am also 18 and I've been a super member for quite some time. Anyhow, I'm also part of the 2020 SPM batch that unfortunately had to face COVID during SPM. I used to be in the science stream, but I moved to Sekolah Teknik, which is a school that offers engineering, agricultural science, and business courses. I took the engineering course, specifically in electrical engineering. So, yeah, this is also my first time hosting a podcast. I am quite nervous right now, but I hope really in the end everything will be fine. And then we have our guest for today, which is one of the mods of MYANDORI. She loves music and knows how to play the piano. Although she's currently not studying at university, she's still on her way to enter a music course. She has also previously co-hosted one of the episodes of MYANCAST before, specifically episode 3. Please welcome Jing Yin.
Pacik.
Pati.
Hello. I'm Chin, but most people in the server refer me to as Ching. I'm 19 this year and I'm one of the mods in Yandori. If you guys listen to the past MYANCAST, I was one of the hosts in episode 3 where me, Shun and the guest Sarah talk about school. But today, I'm here as a guest to talk about SPM. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to
Yay.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Pacik.
Pati, okay. Now, before we start today's episode, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to our MYANDORI Discord YouTube channel if you're listening to our podcast through YouTube, or a follow if you're listening through Spotify so that you won't miss any future episodes of MYANCAST. You can also listen to MYANCAST from Google Podcasts as well as most major streaming services with podcasts available. Do follow us on Twitter as well at BandoriMY if you'd like to stay up to date with the latest news from the MYANDORI Discord community server in general. With that all out of the way, let's get into today's topic, which is about the SPM batch of 2020. Starting off with our expectations with Form 4 coming to Form 5. Let's start off with our guest Ching. What were your expectations coming to Form 5?
Before I went to Form 5, I was thinking about more to, I'll be a big senior next year. I'll be leading the small juniors. And of course, we all know SPM. I told myself, for next year onwards, I should get more focus and stop slacking off in classes. And my mom was really scared of me because I always fail sejarah. for the past few years since like Form 1 and took me to participate in more tuition classes.
I see.
Oh my. Well,
I mean, like, honestly, I am the same with you. Before this, I mean, even now, actually, sejarah is not the best subject of mine. I mean, okay, sejarah, man. How can you even remember all of the points and whatsoever in sejarah? Like, seriously, if only the smartest people yang actually am able to remember the stuff would be able to do sejarah there apa tu without feeling at
I
all.
know,
I
right?
seriously cannot do. I seriously cannot faham lah.
at least we have the soalan kebat to help us, because that's like
Yeah,
general knowledge, I guess.
Keba is the only saving grace in sejarah actually, as well as paper three.
Indeed. I mean, for the 2004 SPM batch, it looks like they don't have paper 3. So good luck to
Serious
you
ah?
guys. Yeah, they don't have sejarah paper 3.
Kesian weh. Sumpah kesian. Paper 3 I think is okay. Maybe this is a bit of a
Paper
spoiler
3
of
is
things
a
to come.
lifesaver.
Yeah, it's a lifesaver, man. Weh, kesian weh.
I'll just say, just do your best in your
We wish you
exams.
all the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you, Kiro? When you were Form 4, what did you expect coming to Form 5?
During Form 4, honestly, during Form 4, I think it was pretty much a little bit the same as Cheng lah, because I thought during Form 4, coming into Form 5, oh, maybe I would do better in my studies ke, oh, maybe I should really focus on my studies because SPM is coming ke, maybe I'd actually fix my maths grade ke, because my maths, ever since I was small, it's just been horrible. So, yeah, I thought that I'd really start to focus more on studying during Form 5 lah, back during Form 4, I thought.
Oh, I see.
You thought. Well, I guess everyone thought, maybe.
Mhm.
Because even I thought, like, I would actually have this sudden adrenaline to start studying because,
Mhm.
like, people say SPM is very important. And when you're Form 4, you feel like, oh, still lama lagi, so chill lah. So, like, when you Form 4, you feel like you're going to chill. And Form 5 is like, okay, during Form 5, I'm going to study. Definitely. But, yeah,
Yep.
that didn't go so well. I mean, once we get in Form 5, it's not really that bad. I mean, for you, Jing, it
Mhm.
wasn't really that bad getting to Form 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Kiro, what did you do when at the start of Form 5, like before this whole COVID thing?
At this time of Form 5, I think right before the whole COVID situation started to really ramp up, during my Form 5 punya time, it was honestly, it felt pretty fun and exciting because at the time, I was getting promoted in a lot of my uniform bodies. For example, KRS, I went from just biasa cadet to lieutenant, not lieutenant, lance corporal, I think. Yeah, there you go, that's the way. And I also got promoted to my prefect body punya high committee at school. So yeah, it was actually a pretty fun punya time of period lah. I also at that time had a pretty big desire of wanting to learn and fixing my weak subjects, and I think I actually took tuition at that time. So yeah, and not only that, during that time as well, my personal projects were actually going well. For example, my projects with Fundary, and I was actually talking more with people both at school and outside of school. So in general, I think
Oh,
during that time, my Form 5 life, I was actually enjoying it pretty well. Yeah.
that sounds really
Wow,
good.
It was.
indeed. I mean, for my start of Form 5, I guess I had a good start too. Like, okay, as someone who goes to boarding school, asrama, I got a dorm with a satisfying position, which is at the very bottom of the block. So when I
Oh,
went
nice.
from school back to asrama, it was just a nice, how is it, laluan, I guess.
No need to
And
go
then,
climb up your stairs whatsoever lah.
yeah, no need to go climb upstairs. Just go and get in the
Oh,
room.
really nice.
And then I
Really
also
nice.
get to become a pengawas for the first time in my
Oh,
whole school life. It's
nice.
actually the
Oh,
first time
that's
I
really
got a
cool.
position in school. So yeah, I was very excited and thought, okay, I have this really comfortable place right now. I'm at a good start. So everything will be okay, right? Right.
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 That's what we all thought, man, honestly.
Right. Oh my god. So yeah, I mean at the start it was okay, but then that happened. That
Mhm.
thing happened. Ching, what were your thoughts before COVID? I mean not before, but around the near the pandemic, I guess.
Uh,
Mhm.
for me, when people was talking about COVID is like in Malaysia, I was like, oh, I hope COVID won't be too serious, and I hope like the COVID will go away as soon as possible. On the other hand, on my parent case, they was really panic and they was like, oh, don't go out, stay at home. This is really dangerous. And I was like, okay, no problem for me. I have staying at home for me is nothing big for.
Itulah introvert gang,
Like
right?
introvert gang.
I
Yeah.
Just
mean, yeah,
like
it's pretty understandable why what's it called again? Your parents would worry about COVID at the time. Even though personally, I think during that time when I first heard of COVID and stuff like that, I didn't really take it seriously and thought like it was just some kind of Ebola type pandemic that just go away and would be contained whatsoever. But at the same time as well, I also understand why certain people would worry about it because COVID, when you first hear about it, you hear that it's actually pretty similar to the symptoms are pretty similar to a normal cold, so you can't really know whatsoever at the time, and also it's very infectious. So yeah, it was pretty scary, but I guess it's because we at the time only thought that it really seriously affect the older people. That I think in the younger punya generation they didn't take it as seriously as the older punya apa tu crowd. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I mean it was mostly similar to the flu, as
Mm-hmm.
people would say. So it wasn't really that big of a disease to say. Like
Mm-hmm.
even at the start, Malaysia only had like 2 to 3 cases.
Mm.
Like during the first COVID outbreak, like okay, even though we were in asrama, the people who smuggled their phone into asrama spread the news to everyone. And when that news spread, everyone was like, "Oh, it's a disease. Okay, then." Like we didn't think anything of it at all. We just thought, "Oh, the government will handle this, so we don't have to worry because we're still in this little safe space of ours." So
Wait.
like,
Ja. Before you continue, you guys weren't allowed to bring your phones to asrama. Serious ah?
yeah, we
Yeah.
could not. The teachers did not allow us to bring phones into asrama. But
Wow,
like
that's really strict.
I mean, I think I can see the rationale behind it. We've had cases at my school where like people, the students were doing not so morally right stuff to say, like
Like what? Like what?
like let's just say they were texting their boyfriends and girlfriends a little too adult like,
Well, okay. If
something like that.
when you say it like that, then I guess it's understandable why they what's it called again, don't allow students to bring phones and all. But bukannya memang necessary ke for let's say if you have to apa nak tahu? If you have to contact your parents ke or even for studying actually. Isn't it Isn't it important?
Yeah.
They already have the public phones for you, the ones where you put coins in and
Oh,
then you
that
call.
one.
They had
Uh,
those. And
is it
then if you
is
want to learn, then the teachers are at school until petang, I guess. So maybe they thought that because the teachers stay kind of late at school that students wouldn't have like any problems to ask the teachers questions.
I
Because
see,
we
I
were
see.
allowed outside
um
asrama during the petang. So yeah, that's why we weren't allowed phones.
I
But people
see, I see.
smuggle them in
see.
anyways. Who follows the rules?
Asalkan tak kena tangkap.
Okay. I mean, we thought it was nothing. So the pandemic actually happened near our holiday, that 1 week holiday, the Cuti
Mhm.
Penggal.
Mhm.
During that, we asrama students didn't think anything of it. We thought we were just going to be away for 1 week. So what we did is we put all our stuff that we don't need at home in the locker, all our food, our clothes. We thought, oh, it's just going to be 1 week. So we just leave it there, thinking we're just going to come back. Nothing bad will happen, right? I
Right?
guess.
Right.
I mean, like, hey, at least it's a good thing that wait, you leave food then whatsoever, but did you leave anything pretty bad? Like, for example, easily spoiling food or stuff?
I don't think so because most of our food is the one where it will last for months and months. Like the
Ah,
expiry
I
date
see,
is
I see.
probably next year or something.
I see, I see.
Okay, so that means since we already get to this Cuti Penggal, this happened, the MCO happened,
Hey!
and that was the start of our end, if I were to put it in
I
that
mean,
way.
like, pretty accurate.
MCO 1.0, okay, Ching, how did you feel about it when it was first announced?
When MCO 1.0 was announced, I was like, please MCO 1.0, don't be too long, or it will crash my piano exams at June. So during at the time, my original plan was like to have piano exams at June, and after that I'll be going to a university at a sooner date. And I was like, please MCO, don't affect my exam, please.
Honestly, I wondered about the same problem as well because even though I didn't take it seriously when I first heard of MCO, I think I was also just wondering if that would affect our SPM exams as well because kind of, if I'm not mistaken, June or July was supposed to be when trials were gonna take place for us, right? Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
June, July, somewhere around that.
Yeah, I honestly hope that what's it called again, MCO would have affected the trials at the time, tapi well, we all know what happened.
We all know what happened. How was your MCO 1.0, you know? What did you feel when it was first announced?
My MCO 1.0, I'll also cheated a bit about what I did during the cuti penggal whatsoever. So during the cuti, all I did was just laze around and then had fun, just stayed out till late at night playing or chatting with people whatsoever. I mean, at holiday weh, just relax je lah kan. So to like any homework or something that I got during the holiday, I thought that maybe I just rush finish bila the holiday was close to ending lah. That is honestly what I thought. No need to complete them so easily. Just lepak dulu lah kan. But tu lah when MCO came, I thought it'd just be a temporary sort of thing lah. That it'll end within a few weeks of the announcement and that I can basically just treat it as a sort of longer holiday. And I basically just continued doing what I was doing lah for the cuti penggal. I just lepak, relax whatsoever, stay up until late night and then just neglect my study and homework lah. Originally lah,
Oh
that's what I thought lah.
my,
My God. Not like this.
not like
Hey,
this.
everyone wants to relax kan. Got holiday, relax lah kan. Later study lah, physical classes. At least that's what I planned on doing.
I guess there are people similar to you in that stand, if I do say so myself.
Mhm.
Because
I'm not
when
alone.
when MCO 1.0 was announced, I was also like, oh, it's just gonna be 2 weeks, right? We're gonna go back. We're gonna go like and study back at school because maybe if we all just stay at home, we would how is it? The COVID would go away suddenly,
Mm-hmm.
magically. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what I did during the first 2 weeks or so was just sit at my home, then watch anime, play games. Yeah, I also neglected my studies. But at least like how is it? We had coursework, so at least there was something to do. At least there was something. And
Ah,
then well from those 2 weeks we know what happened next.
I
Another
know.
2 weeks.
another 2 weeks.
And then in the other 2 weeks, online class started. Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
Oh my god. Shane, what when you first heard online class was going to like be in place, what did you think about it?
For me, when I first heard of online classes, I was thinking about, how does online classes work for the students as well as the teachers? Because like online classes is something really new, like not no one did it before, and I was really curious,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe it'll be fun, or maybe it'll be super boring or something. Yeah, that's what I thought. And later on, I saw like some friends saying about, oh, online classes is super boring, and I was like, okay, online classes is boring.
Online class boring, well, not too far off, I
Yeah,
guess.
really not far off.
I mean, online class really did have some kind of like interest to it. Like when we were still clueless about it, we would write essays about how good online class would be. Like,
Mm,
oh, is we gonna be in our own home, comfortable, chilling, learning with the teacher in front. Okay, our expectations for online class were, I think, pretty high because it seemed
definitely.
very
Mm-hmm.
futuristic.
Itulah.
And the future of the education system is going to be based on this online portal.
Yeah,
So
that's the thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
high expectations. I think we all had high expectations,
Yeah,
but
we all did.
the reality, very 180.
I mean, like,
I mean,
hey, I mean, you can't really blame us, right? We went into online classes with all those thoughts like, oh, we can learn from anywhere, ke. Oh, we don't have to deal with our classmates being busy or whatsoever, distracting us in class, ke. We all thought it
And we
would
can
be
use our
something
own
go, oh,
tools.
itulah. Cuma, itulah, nak kata macam mana kan? We all know what happened.
we
Seriously.
all know what happened. What happened to
Yeah.
you during online class?
um, so remember how I said that I neglected my studies and stuff and treated MCO like a longer
Mm-hmm,
holiday?
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I remember around that time when I first heard of online classes, I thought that there was actually no point of going to them since hey, school is gonna reopen in a few more weeks anyways. Might as well I just skip and then just study back when online what's it called again? When physical classes start again. So yeah, basically skipped everything during the first initial weeks of
SMH Kiro, not like this.
hey, I mean,
Not
hey, you
skipping
cannot.
online classes.
Hey, if I was with the expectation that I was gonna continue in physical classes in just a few more weeks, you can't really blame me, right, for wanting to take an extended holiday. Cannot, right?
Yeah.
We can,
Although,
but man,
I'm
I
trying to
mean,
make my point.
Similarly, I did neglect my studies, but not all of them. I tried to make an effort to get an online class. So I guess that makes me the less chaotic version of
Good
you in
student
this
lah.
sense.
Good student lah you.
No, not good. I mean, at least I tried to participate despite my surroundings being a little not very, how do I say this, in my favor, because back then I didn't have my own room, so I had to do online class in the study hall, and wait, not study hall, my living hall.
Mm.
So that would be my siblings are
uh,
also there, and my parents are actually also there. So since my parents work from home, they have meetings, they talk very loud, and I just get very distracted. There's distractions even during the learning. Like my classmates, basically, they are very noisy during online class for some reason. Like you hear other people say their online class is very boring because no one speaks, everyone turns off their mics and cameras. But my
Mm.
class was a
yeah, that's
different
what I heard.
breed.
Oh, how?
Hey, what do you
They
mean?
Oh,
they open their cameras, they open their mics. You can hear the little backgrounds. And it was very distracting to me. Like even oh my god, there was this one person that was kind of creepy towards the teacher. Like the teacher's teaching, okay?
Mm.
And then
mm-hmm.
he's like, teacher, I have a question. And so he's just like, okay, what's your question? That kid said, why do you look so beautiful today, teacher?
Huh?
I was like,
What?
what?
Why?
You
Wait,
said
what
Why?
I
actually
had
Just
a
happened?
why?
question. I don't know why, but like creepy students just exist for no reason, I guess.
Okay. Let us establish this. Laki ke perempuan, the one that asking it?
Lucky, it's a boy.
Oh my. Not
Oi,
like this.
oi.
Apa ini?
I mean,
Aduh.
it's okay if you want to ask, but maybe not in the middle of class when the teacher's
Itulah.
teaching.
Yeah.
Kalau kau nak flirt pun, do it in private lah. What the heck?
Like,
But,
Yeah, just direct message the teacher lah.
I mean,
yeah,
not like we're advising you to go and attack them anyways, but still, kalau you pun, don't show it off to your classmates. What the hell?
not in front of the classmates. We're trying to learn, and then like my like schoolmates, like okay, we had to share one teacher. A few classes share one teacher, and when that guy did that, everyone who was in that same class, I mean, almost everyone, like my friends who were in other classes, said to me, "Why is this guy like this?" And class. I don't know. I think most people were creeped out about it, especially the girls. PSS to everyone, don't be like that, please. If you want to be friendly to your teacher, just do it, but not in a creepy way. That's all I have to say, honestly.
Yeah,
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 seriously.
yeah. Oh my god. So back onto our topic. Oh my god. Okay, so Hero, I guess even if you neglected your studies, you might have done your coursework, right?
right.
Right? Uh,
Coursework
Did you do
Coursework.
it, Kiro?
Okay, coursework macam mana aku nak kata So, you all understand how I didn't go to my online classes during the first few weeks, right? So, when I realized that MCO was going to continue for a longer time, I just thought that, you know what? Maybe I should try and get into the online classes lah. Maybe learn something lah. Maybe at least try and attempt to do the homework whatsoever lah. That is what I originally thought. But then, as I tried to learn in online classes, I realized that I couldn't really focus on the classes. Then I also realized that all of the homework that I tried to do, by the time that I finish one, I get 5 more added on, and then all of those would be about stuff that I didn't know or miss because my schedule at the time for online classes was it was mostly in the morning, but I have a bad sleep schedule, so I overslept and probably missed all of them. So let's just say I wasn't able to keep up, and terus I hancur lah in a easier punya sense. And regarding courseworks in general coursework, for my school, we got our coursework given to us right before the holiday. And not only that, the courseworks that I had to do, all of them were about topics that we haven't learned yet. And that means that all of the learning for what that coursework is about and what we had to do it online through online classes, and most of that actually happened during the initial punya the initial period of online learning. So
I see.
yeah, let's
wow.
just say that I was very behind lah, very very behind. Then eventually all of the missing whatsoever could not keep up with the classes punya stress came to me, and then at some point I think I handed in a assignment or something late. A teacher commented about it, and I think I reading that comment, I don't know what the comment was lah, honestly. But then I think I snapped kot sampai I terus don't wanna do any coursework, don't wanna join online classes whatsoever. I legit just quit trying to study. I tutup my WhatsApp, I tutup notifications, I even go as far as making sure I don't contact anyone from school, even my friends. Sampai I tutup my Discord punya status, I make sure it's invisible just so that they won't see me, and I also invisible my Steam. Honestly, I went that far just so that I can avoid all of them. And to this day, I still don't know if the message that the teacher sent me that made me snap in the first place was actually something I just misunderstood or overreacted to. Actually,
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I'm sorry to
Uh,
hear that, Hiro.
Tapi,
So
Hey, it's tough
I understand
time.
that courses may be hard because I also did coursework back in my days in Form 5, and I remember just spending the midnight or just doing the coursework and a lot of stuff. Yeah, coursework is really tough.
what coursework did you have to do?
Oh, mine is accounts.
Yeah, count as well Same leh.
Same.
I mean, okay, about accounts, I gotta go a bit off track and everything. How many times did you have to fix your mistakes because you salah input a number?
For me, I think like a lot of times, and also I need to say about this because there's one time I was like, I need to finish this today, and I do the project until like 3 or 4 a.m. and I suddenly close my laptop and all my progress just gone, gone
Ouch!
in
What? Ow!
gone in 1 second. I was panicking at the time. Yeah, it was really tough.
Damn, I understand your pain so hard.
Man, I
But
mean,
then
I know.
at least you
Like,
went through it. Oh,
Yeah, at least I did hand up the all of the coursework in time though.
unlike a certain someone.
I mean, I've seen like my batchmates with their accounting coursework, and yeah, I'm grateful I did not take that accounting. Oh, and honestly, numbers make me feel so overwhelmed for some reason.
Sama.
Yeah.
Oh my. Well, at least my coursework went pretty good to say because, like, for me, my coursework started since Form 4, and the teacher basically gave us all the basics and necessities for it. I
I
mean,
see.
Oh,
it was
that's
fun.
nice.
The coursework I had was for electrical engineering, where we had to invent something using a water sensor to make our daily life easier, like something we can use in our life.
Oh.
And
That sounds cool.
yeah, for at first I thought it was cool, but then since I didn't have any ideas for that thing, I thought, okay, it's gonna be hard. But then the idea just came in slowly, and yeah, I could do it. Like because most of the stuff like soldering, building the model was done during Form 4. And I guess you could say that during Form 4, everything was just planned out for us. Everything was there. I mean, the soldering part, I did not get to finish it during Form 4. I had to bring it to Form 5. And believe it or not, during Form 5, during the pandemic, I forgot to bring my soldering equipment back home. I left it at
Ouch.
Oh
asrama.
no.
So all
Oh
I did at
no.
home was build a model for it. But building the model was hard because like I did not remember what my circuit looked like. So yeah. And I told my teacher straight up that I forgot to bring my soldering items. And what the teacher said is just, okay, you just plan your folio. So yeah, I did my folio during that time, and all I had to do was solder, and yeah, my coursework was smooth compared to you guys.
Best lah tu.
Oh, yeah, that's really good. Like accounts is just like suffering.
Itulah. Makes me wish that some kind of engineering subject was offered at my school just so that at least, even though yours seemed a bit hard and complicated, at least it sounds fun, man, compared to
Yeah,
numbers.
yeah.
Numbers. Oh my god. I at this point maybe accounting might be extended math.
Itulah.
Oh my. After all that MCO stuff, we had pretty good pretty good number of cases going down to say.
Which is a fortune thing.
Fortunate thing.
Yeah, back then our numbers went down and down. Everyone was like, yay, we're beating COVID. Oh, Malaysia is so
And
good,
Yay!
beating
we had
COVID.
0 cases. Like
Yeah,
I
for a
wow.
know,
few
right?
days. That
Hmm.
was so awesome, having 0 cases for a few days.
Looking at the Teluk picture was very inspiring, to be honest.
Yes, that. Oh, I. Well, yeah, since cases were going down, I guess it was time for us to go back to school. I did not like it.
I did not like it as well.
To say during recovery MCO, the time when they announced we were going back to school 2 weeks prior, I thought, okay, this means that online class will stop and we won't get any homework, right? Because we have to catch up with everything, and we have to like as asrama students, we have to pack up everything. Looks like that wasn't what happened. You see, online classes still resumed, and teachers still gave homework during those 2 weeks before. Like what?
Yikes.
Yikes indeed. Like, my sejarah teacher,
Hmm.
what she did
Mhm.
on the day, like one day before the asrama students had to go back, she gave us homework. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Wait, so just a day before she gave you homework and then when's the deadline? When's the deadline?
Deadline, it was like, since the deadline was the day we had to meet her in class, like the day we had sejarah. So we went back on Tuesday. My sejarah was on Thursday. So you can see where everything went wrong.
Wait, so how does she expect all of you to even do the homework during that few days, man? Bukannya ambil masa lama ke
Yeah.
sejarah homework?
I
Or
don't
homework in general?
know. I don't know. Like the homework was actually just one piece of paper where we had to do like some kind of essay. And I was like, what? And since we can't bring our phones, it was like, how are we supposed to do this? We already packed our stuff. We had our books packed. We were ready to go back. Suddenly you give us homework. Like, oh my god.
What was your teacher even thinking, man?
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean you need
either.
time to pack too, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
we had to pack. Like, oh my. I mean, Ching, like for recovery MCO, I hope it wasn't bad for you.
Yeah, it was.
Like what did you do during recovery MCO?
For me, during recover MCO, uh, I think most of the people in the server know about this. So my parents took me to lose to lose weight because they was like, you are too heavy, you should lose weight.
Oh.
And
Um,
and at first I was like, oh no no no, I don't want to lose my weight. But as long as the time goes, and I was like, okay, I'll lose my weight. I tried my best to lose a lot of my weight at the time, but the outcome came pretty well though.
How much kilogram did you lose?
I lost 10 kg.
Oh, nice. Wait,
whoa,
wait, wait.
that's a
So
lot.
how did you lose all of them? Did you what kind of exercise did you did?
Actually, I seldom do exercise, but mostly I change the way I eat. Yeah, that's how I
Eh,
do. That's how I lose my
Oh,
weight.
eh,
dietary.
I try and change my diet to make it so that I eat less also, but I can't even chop off 2 kilograms, man. What is this? Must be nice.
Oh my. I guess
It
you
took
did
me a
good,
while
right?
though.
It takes time, Kiro. You can't just lose weight like that.
Hey, I did it for. I think it was okay. When did the year start? It's been 7 months. Close to 7 months. I started around 4 months ago. Okay.
Oh,
It takes time, sabar.
Mm,
yeah, I agree with that.
Like, going back to school, I mean, like,
uh,
how?
how?
I mean,
Uh,
compared to us asrama students, how you little private students were.
the one speak can lah. um. Okay, fine lah. Let's see. Recovery MCO. So remember that I was failing everything whatsoever. When I first heard of recovery MCO and that we're gonna be going back to school, because I didn't finish everything and because I skipped online classes for God knows how long at that point, I honestly felt like I was gonna die at the time. I felt so scared going back to school that I just don't think that I was even thinking straight at the time because of it. I legit got scared. I legit wasn't even able to just entertain the idea of actually being in class. I legit was thinking of every other way that I could go and not go and into physical classes whatsoever. It was, how do I explain it? It was some kind of feeling of dread lah, senang cerita, about recovery NCO. I just didn't want to go if possible at the time. Because tu lah, I just felt scared lah, I think. Sampai to the point where I felt like I was gonna vomit or something right when I was going to school on the first day. And even the days afterwards
Oh
actually.
my.
Hmm.
That sounds rough. My.
Tapi when you look at it again, when you look back at it, it's honestly just self-inflicted wounds. So you can't really feel too bad.
Well, I came right to bite you back, I guess.
Yeah.
I. Oh my, I mean, going back to school, even I felt nervous because I neglected everything, but I'm already used to not doing any homework. To be honest, I'm already used to getting yelled at teachers. Like, why
That's
didn't you do your homework? So, like, I was numb. I did not care for homework.
That's good lah.
Oh
Wish I could
no.
have been now.
I mean, for asrama, like, when you go back to school, for asrama, we had some kind of process to go through first. Like, I was the first person to arrive to my asrama. So that would mean I would not know how the process was. And they gave us a sheet, a PDF to tell us how to go in school. But I was so lost because it was so like vague. Like it didn't really give me details, so I felt very lost. But at the end, like everything went smooth. What happened is that we had to go to the hall. All our things were sanitized, and then we went for a dorm, which is pretty easy. But the problem here is that my dorm, from going from the very bottom, I had to pindah to the very top. Like, imagine
Oh
going from
no.
bottom
Oh
floor
my.
going up the stairs to the fourth floor, bringing all your stuff, your luggage, all the things you left in your locker.
Wait,
I
wait.
had well,
Did you have anyone to help you to carry your stuff whatsoever?
no, because I was the first to arrive. So that would mean I had to carry all my stuff all by myself from the very bottom to the very top. I was like, I feel like my
Um,
legs have gotten muscles now.
I guess that's one positive.
Oh, but and then the day after class started, and it was very, how do I say this, different because our classes were split into two so that we can have the social distancing SOP. And it felt like, yeah, I like this because all my annoying classmates went to a different class, and all the
No.
good people of my class stayed in one class, and I was in that one class, and it just felt like heaven because no one was disturbing, no one was talking, chit chatting too much, and I could actually study back then. So that was
Oh,
really
that's
good. I
really
like the
That's
nice.
SOP.
nice. That's nice.
I mean, did your
Macam
class also?
my class during RMCO, I don't think we really changed anything at all when you compare it back to pre-COVID. I mean, aside from kena distance the tables and cannot lepak at your friends punya table whatsoever or get too close lah, there really was no change for my class. But that's mainly because in my school, my class is the only SPM class, so yeah, we had to stick together no matter what. We just occupy the bigger classroom. That's all, I guess.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
Tapi when I say bigger pun, when you distance out the tables whatsoever, it feels as cramped as it would have been if it was pre-COVID anyway. So no difference, honestly.
wow, no difference. Must be nice.
I
I
mean,
mean, maybe not.
got lah some difference, as in like cannot lepak at your friends punya table. But then, even then, because I wasn't very talkative in class in the first place, I mean, no difference lah. That's why lah.
My God, what about during recess?
Yeah, how
Like,
do
how
you
was
guys
recess?
have your recess?
Hmm. Actually, yeah, I think during recess, if we wanted to get food or anything, we pick one representative to go and grab the food at the canteen, and then we just brought it up, and all of the food would have been inside of this kind of plastic container, pre-prepared, and so everyone was supposed to eat one tau. Tapi don't know lah why. Maybe it's because of private school kids punya mentality or something. But only a few people actually grab the food every day, including me. The rest just let the food go to waste. It's
Wait, so
like
how,
you don't even touch
like,
it.
did you guys pay for it?
I mean, I guess we did since it's included in our fees, but maybe that's
Oh,
exactly the reason why people take it for granted, I guess, free food.
oh, free food. Must be nice.
Well, it must be nice for people yang apa nama tu nak simpan duit like me lah, really nice lah. Tapi for the kids yang ada extra duit to go and buy overpriced fries whatsoever every day, itulah.
Mm. For my school, like what we did is we also had a representative, but that representative, the class monitor, what they did is that they took orders the day before. So that means during recess, they will be like, okay, who wants to eat? And then like they will show you the menu for today, and you have to say, oh, I want to eat this, this, this. So then the class monitor will write it down, and then you pay him, and then the class monitor will go to the canteen, pick up your food, bring it to the class, and then you eat in class. Pretty simple. And
Oh,
Oh, that's
yeah,
really
restaurant
nice.
like
hey, that
Eating in
means there's
class
no
is
wastage
cool.
lah.
you say there's no wastage, but you don't see the teachers who suddenly want to belanja the whole class.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh,
No.
must be nice kalau got belanja.
It's nice, but some people aren't grateful for it to say.
Looks like it's the same
Ah,
problem ah.
Same problem indeed. Well, I mean, school life was pretty fun until, you know,
Mhm.
trial.
oh, trials.
Trials ah.
How was trials? Ching, how did you feel?
During at the time, actually, I don't really remember what do I feel about SPM trials at the time. But I do recall that my teacher in school kept giving us like those negeri test papers to do. just to improve ourselves, like negeri Johor, negeri KL, and all those stuff lah. And my results at the time, actually, I consider it not too good but not too bad also, mainly because I passed sejarah. Yeah, which
Oh.
is
Oh,
good.
nice.
Oh, you passed
Yeah.
it. Nice.
But my account and economy subjects I failed at the time.
Hey,
I mean, that's normal. Like,
yeah, that's normal. Hey, at least you managed to pass your course important subjects like BM and sejarah lah. Wait, you
Yeah,
managed
I
to pass
did.
BM, right?
Yeah, my BM passed.
Yeah, at least you managed to pass those subjects whatsoever tau. Bukannya apa tu? Bukannya like me because for my trials lah. Honestly, all of my results you jangan tengok lah because all gagal.
oh my
Aduh. Oh my
god,
god,
like straight G.
Kiro.
Bukannya G lah. I mean, tak ada credit lah. Tapi itulah. It's at least when I hear that you managed to pass your core subjects and you only fail subjects like what? Accounting and business, was it?
Accounting and economy.
Yeah, accounting and economy. At least kalau fail dua subjek tu understandable lah. Tapi see, look at me. I can't even pass that.
No.
Oh my god, you know
Not
what
like
you do,
this,
right?
Kiro.
This is the karma from when you didn't get in online class.
I
This is your
guess it is,
karma.
but at the same time, isn't this karma too hard?
I mean, I guess this just seals how I'm still the less chaotic version of you.
Okay, how did you
Because
fare?
I mean, my trials were in September, like earlier than the other cities, like other negris. So yeah, we had to like push because at that point I neglected my studies too, okay, and I tried to score for my trials, and fortunately I kinda did. I got 4 A's and 2 gagal, like cheats.
Hey, at least you
Oh.
got 4 A's, okay?
You know, at least you have A's, which is I think is really good compared to like both of us.
Itulah. Hey, you cannot say that you're the better version of me. I think you're the better version of all of us.
I wouldn't say all, I would just say the two of you. I mean, not to stroke my ego too much, but yeah, I guess I'm just kind of less chaotic.
Macam ni good student
I mean, at least trials were over, right? Like, although we did bad, they say SPM would be easier, so maybe it did, maybe it was.
Yeah, my teacher did say about that too.
My teacher didn't even say anything to me.
What teachers usually say like SPM is easier, or was that just my teachers?
No, I think they say it a decent amount like before Form 5 or during early Form 5. But then, do they really say it during SPM trial time?
I don't know, but I did recall like some of my teachers say like just pray the teachers who are marking the papers will be less stricter. Yeah.
Oh, really? Less strict? Ooh, my
Yeah.
teachers kept saying they will be more strict.
It depends
So
on the
you-
teachers only.
Yeah, it depends on the penanda. I guess some of them were just fed up with being people. Oh my, I mean, yeah, trials for my school it went smoothly, but for other schools it didn't, as far as I know.
If I'm not mistaken, certain states didn't have a chance to even finish their trials, right?
Yeah, certain
Yeah,
things didn't get to be the
for
trial.
real, like they didn't even finish all of them.
Oh, serious ah?
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
I mean,
The reason FCO 2.0 was starting.
yay!
Yay!
Yay.
Oh god! I mean,
my-
I still remember that right when the announcement for MCO 2.0 was announced and then the date was announced as well. I still remember that I was actually doing my SPM trial punya retakes now because before this, because of the long gap and because SPM got delayed or whatsoever, me and my father thought that okay, maybe since there's a gap, maybe I should take another sitting of IGCSE, maybe 2 more subjects, or go complete lah your 5 subjects whatsoever so that you can use into uni. So I used that time during SPM trials to take another sitting of IGCSE, and I had to retake some of the SPM trial paper lah because it clashed with my SPM dates. And I remember sitting in the examination punya room for retakes and then hearing my teacher saying, So you have two papers today, and you also have another 2 or 3 papers scheduled for tomorrow. But since tomorrow is MCO, how? He legit asked that to me, and I didn't want my trials to be sangkut out. So I think at the time I said to him plainly, it's okay lah teacher. Still got some time right in the day. Like I can squeeze in some more papers right. I try and finish early and then you give me all of the remaining papers. I do in one day. Can? At first he was a bit worried, but at the same time, after I convinced him, he let me go. And I guess at least I am thankful that I managed to complete it lah. I had a day notice lah to be able to complete my SPM trials. I think that trials were pretty important to be honest. Tapi itulah kalau dah MCO jadi macam tu and memang banyak sekolah lagi tak dapat nak buat macam mana ya. Memang
Macam mana
tu lah. Kesian je lah.
Oh my god, like MCO 2.0, like, King, when the cases started rising again, what were you thinking about? Like, were you panicking or was it like MCO 1.0 where you think, oh, that's
Actually, I was panicking because like the numbers suddenly rose to like 1,000 in a few days. I was like, oh no, the
How
numbers.
can you even rise that high?
there were some
I-
things involved that we know about, so that's why it rise. I mean, at
Yeah,
first
and
it
I
was
was
at Sabah, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
And
it
then
spread
yeah,
to like all the degrees. I was really panicked at the time, and yeah, and stay at home.
I mean like, and yang tu baru 1,000 Take a look at us now.
it was like keep raising. Like in the dorm, like as you know, we smuggled our phones like normal. In the dorm, like everyone was panicking because the cases started rising, and was like, oh, it's double digits. Suddenly it became triple digits. Although and then yeah, 1K cases happened, and the what government announced MCO 2.0. Now during that time, here's the problem. Most other asrama students already got announced that they will be going home. But mine, for some reason, did not get that announcement yet. Like the teachers did not say anything about it yet. That's the weird part. Like all other schools already got an announcement, but our school did not. And I was thinking, why? Why haven't we got an announcement to go home yet? Like, are we going to stay here for MCO 2.0? Are we just going to lepak at asrama for MCO 2.0? Everyone was thinking that because we did not get our announcement. So like I thought I was one of the people who thought like we were gonna lepak at asrama for MCO 2.0. So what I did is that I go sleep in my friend's dorm, and then the next morning the warden came out of her house near our dorms, and she announced that we will be going home on that day.
That was
On
really
Wait.
sudden.
Yeah, wait. How can a school just give an announcement that sudden, man? I mean, can your
Yeah.
parents even pick you up?
It was like 7 a.m. We were all very like, my mind, like we just woke up. We still haven't processed everything. So this sudden announcement, we were all like, huh? Go back? What? And when it finally get to us, we were like, oh no, we didn't pack yet. Okay, so like me, I stayed on my friend's dorm. So I had to go from my friend's dorm back up to my dorm. You can experience the rush, me in my pajamas, rushing back up the dorm
Yikes.
just to pack my stuff. Oh my.
I mean, so how many of you managed to even go back on that day? I confirm there some people that had to stay back, right? Because that's such a sudden announcement. I cannot imagine all parents are able to pick up at that exact same day.
There were people who had to stay back. Yeah, well, some of my friends were among those people, and what happened is the next day, the morning,
Hmm.
they didn't have breakfast because that's when MCO 2.0 started. So the makcik dining that gives us food wasn't there. They weren't there to serve breakfast. So
Oh,
what
so that.
happened?
Hmm.
What they do, they coupon their food, all their stock makanan per se,
Hmm.
and they had their own breakfast buffet.
Oh, so that means at least they didn't go starve lah because there was no makcik canteen whatsoever.
Yeah, they did stuff. They had their stock market, unfortunately.
I see, I see. Tapi at
That
least
is
it's
good.
just a day, right?
Yeah, just a day. Like they went back immediately
Nice.
on
So
that day
good to
too.
hear.
So yeah. everything went fine with going back home. It was just that chaotic morning.
Okay lah
Oh
tu,
my.
better than tak balik langsung.
And then when you get home, NCO 2.0 started and everything went downhill for
Yay!
me at least.
Yeah.
Online class started back. Yay!
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 Yay.
Oh my god. Chidi, what did you do for MCO 2.0?
For me, doing MCO 2.0, to be honest, I was doing the same thing as MCO 1.0, so I stay at home watching YouTube and scrolling through social media. But with the additional fact that I'm losing my weight at the time, although we all didn't like MCO, but it's something to do since like the cases is kept increasing. So
Hmm.
stay at home is only the only choice to stop the numbers from growing lah.
Betul-betul.
Well, that was good. Not going outside. You follow the
Yeah.
SOP.
Daripada gatal nak keluar lepak dengan kawan kan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kiro, what happened to you? Did you do the same thing?
Of course. I mean, I tried, okay. When MCO 2.0 originally started, since I already was at physical classes, since I already studied, since I already went through trials, I thought, okay, maybe this time I try and join online classes from the start, do homework from the start. Maybe it'll go better this time. That's originally what I thought lah. Tapi eventually the same thing happened again, and yeah, just balik to MCO 1.1 punya mana tu? 1.0 punya status lah. Just
Yeah. You travel
ignore
back in
everyone lah.
time.
Yeah, I traveled back in time.
Compared to MCO 1.0, MCO 2.0 was more depressing for me because I did stuff similar to what you did for 1.0. I turned off all of my notifications. I did not want to go in online class. I just couldn't handle it. Like
I see.
even it was to the point that my sejarah teacher called me. She called me asking why did I participate in online class, and I just sat there like, how am I gonna answer? What am I supposed to say?
Yeah, at least she cared enough to call you personally, you know.
It was nice that the teacher cared for us, but at the same time, I was kind of panicky because I did tell my teacher that okay, yeah, I promise I will be in the next class. And then after that, what happened? I did not get into class.
Tipu.
I
Budak
lupa.
menipu.
No, I did not
SMH
get in.
run. Why did
I
you
did
why
not.
did you why did you do that?
I don't know. I just felt like I didn't want to go in class.
I understand your feeling, okay, that you didn't want to go to class. Tapi, hey, if you seriously don't want to go to class, at least tell us straightforward to the teacher.
You know, you can't really say straightforward you don't want to get in. But at the
I
same
mean, I
time,
guess.
oh, it's very, I don't know. I'm sure 2.0 was just very gloomy for me to
I
Understandable.
was
mean,
in this
it's
dark
the same
place.
as all of us.
Betul-betul.
But I guess even in that gloom, there was something that actually like made me more livelier. And that thing was my friends. What they did. Okay, what? Guess what game was popular at that time? Okay, try to
Uh,
guess. Yes,
what's your
no,
answer, Ling?
no, no. It was Genshin Impact.
Oh.
And during that time, like there's this one time where me and my friends played. We played during online class. Like, I logged in because I didn't want to get it at maths class. Okay, I didn't like at maths. So like yeah, I didn't go in at maths class. Instead I played Genshin Impact. And what happened, like during that time, my friend joined my world. I was like, okay, I accept. And then suddenly she joined. She joined just to say, why aren't you in at maths class? And
Wah,
I was like, what about you?
buat
You're
kalender kat
playing
rumah.
too. We were like calling each other out, like, why aren't you in maths class? And we
Ayah.
had this one friend that actually joined online class, you know, that Rajan friend. And she asked why we didn't participate in that class. And we said we were playing Genshin Impact. And she was like, why are you playing game when you're in online class? What are you guys doing? Oh my god.
I
It
mean, at
was,
least you had fun.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that was fun. Like, that time was very like I think those moments really brought life to me because it just was very funny. We were just calling each other out for playing games during class, but like the more MCO went on, the more we actually played games during class. Like my friend had their laptop open for the class, but on their phone they were playing Genshin.
Bruh.
But yeah, there was at least one fun part during MCO 2.0. Yeah, that was the only part I really liked. The other parts were gloomy, depressing, and hated.
Mm,
It's
understandable.
just
Mm.
our
Yeah, I
love
understand
relationship.
too. Because we all experienced MCO 2.0.
Mm,
Mm. And then after MCO 2.0, apparently cases went down. Did they?
mm.
The cases go
Mm-hmm.
down, or am I hallucinating?
I think it went down a bit lah.
Maybe it went
Yeah.
down, but
Yeah.
we know that we had to go back to school in certain point of time. When did we go back to school? I guess in January, right?
Yeah, I think it was January kot. Like when the new school year was supposed to start for our juniors.
See, and like we had to go back to school. And what happened? Study
Uh,
time. Did you study?
study ke.
Study ke? Study ke? Did you study ke?
I mean,
Ching, did you study? Like, I guess this is what we count as before SPM. So, did you study?
yeah,
For me, during at the time before my SPM, my mom made me to go more tuition classes. And
Oh my, so did you
about
tell us?
studying, I think I spend more or less studying at home, but I spend more time going to tuition classes. Like in the morning, I go to school, and then after school, I went back home for a few hours, and I just go to tuition classes until night. Yeah,
I see, I see.
actually, for me,
Uh,
it's not a really bad thing because I do not focus while studying at home.
I mean, yeah, it's
I
pretty
understand.
understandable. Yeah, because when you're at home, you memang it doesn't feel like you're supposed to. Okay, maybe I'm trying to defend myself here, but when you're at home, you're not supposed to do any work or homework or whatsoever. It's supposed to be a place for you to relax, ke, to de-stress ke apa semua. Yeah, you are not supposed to be doing any kind of studying at home. I will always abide from that kind of thinking. And apa nama tu? Yeah, when you say that you can focus more in tuition centers, I honestly agree as well because my previous experience when I took tuition, it's how do I say this lah? Memang every time I go to the tuition center, even though it's not for a subject that I particularly like, at least I was able to focus in the class now compared to me just studying at home ke, or just trying to do this
Yeah,
ke, or that ke, whatever. Really understandable, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
same with me.
Comebacks.
At least you guys had tuition. No, at least you had tuition, right?
Well,
Mhm.
I didn't take it for this time, but before this, like Form 4, yeah.
Well, wait. Then what did you do when you went back to school, Kiro?
Well, during the what's it called? The period where we had to prep for SPM before SPM whatsoever. Honestly, I really didn't do any studying at all because around that same time that school started, I think I got my IGCSE examination results back, and thankfully I managed to get credits for both of the subjects. So at that point, I was pretty much set to be able to join any foundation courses that I wanted for uni. And when I heard of that news, it felt like some kind of burden was literally just lifted up from my shoulders. And at that point, I just didn't care about what happens on SPM. I legit just didn't study at all for SPM because I thought, yeah, even if I mess up or something on SPM, I at least have a sort of backup lah. And yeah, for better or for worse, it did really become a good thing lah, getting the examination result whatsoever. Tapi aside from that, it's not only me tau that didn't really study. I mean, when we went back to physical classes and everything, everyone was in class. I don't think my friends and whatsoever really studied too much at all. Anyways, the same as me because I think I don't know how to say this, but I think at that point, at that period, when we were in between just a few more months between SPM and whatsoever, I think we just tried to focus more on trying to create memories because we weren't able to like stay together, take pictures, or just experience school life together at the time.
Ah, I
Yeah,
Mm.
see.
we were basically just trying to make up our lost time over there. So yeah, I mean, we still had to like sit in class for revisions and everything. But aside from that, no, I don't think that we even studied much.
Well, that must be nice. You guys had a backup.
I mean,
Like,
only I
Yeah.
did. Cuma, yeah, it's a nice thing, but I definitely don't recommend it to people unless lah you just take the stupid, bukannya stupid easy lah, but more of the you can goreng punya kind of subjects. Like for example, how do I say this? Travel and tourism ke, or maybe religious studies ke. Those two subjects you can sort of just baca a bit and then you can just goreng just like that. And maybe the languages like BM or English whatsoever, yeah, you can take that. And then I think it should be fine lah. It won't add on too much of stress or add on too much workload. Tapi aside from that, memang I really don't recommend because either way it will take up your SPM punya studying time and it will cause your performance to drop a bit. Yeah.
wait,
Oh, I see.
Well, a lot.
But at least you have a backup, right?
Yeah, but yeah,
least you have a
upside
backup.
is you have a backup.
well, compared to me with no backup, I definitely had to force myself to study during
Oof.
SPM. Like, okay, we had this, what is it called? Optional classes. So
Mhm.
these optional classes were basically like, no, wait, I think before these optional classes, we had classes where they would range us in our, what is it called? Our level in a subject to say, like how good we were in a subject.
Mm.
And for some reason, for me, I got the, how do you say it? The class Budak Pandai for maths and chemistry. I was
Wow.
like, why am I here? Didn't I fail chemistry and maths? Why am I in this class Budak Pandai? Excuse me, teacher.
Is
You
it
make
you
a
believe that
mistake.
you're actually pandai or?
No, I legit failed at maths and chemistry. So why was I top class for those two? It was weird. Like,
Mm.
and because I was in the top class,
Mhm.
the way the teacher teached us was very fast, and I couldn't like catch up. I couldn't understand because the teacher was going so fast, and I was like this bottom tier person who's in the top tier class for some reason. I just cannot with this class. I cannot think. I cannot do anything anymore. I think that affected me so much for maths and chemistry. I just felt like ugh, I can't do it.
Well, at
That's
least
But
it's
really,
yeah,
sort of
really
like
tough.
yeah.
or something.
But yeah, the optional classes were better because we could choose whether we actually want to go to class or not. And it was a good environment because I mean those who like studying with a teacher, you go study with a teacher, okay? You creepy one who likes to go with teacher, yeah, you go. Don't disturb me in the door. Oh my, yeah, studying the dorm is actually pretty fun because you have this atmosphere where everyone else is studying and it makes you want to study. So I
I
guess
see.
that's actually what made me want to study,
I
other
see. I
than
see.
my extra aspirations, I guess.
Cerita sikit.
My
What?
Your aspirations.
What? No, no.
Hey, you mentioned it.
I
I have
mean,
to ask lah.
those aspirations were basically just my motivation to move out Malaysia so I can get legally married to a certain someone. Ahem, ahem.
Oi, congratulations.
oh,
Oh my god.
Sorry
And
for making you announce it in a
it's
podcast.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. That certain someone isn't here. It's okay. Oh my god. So yeah, we had a ton of fun. And then yeah, after that fun, it was time for dread.
Ugh,
The day.
the day.
the
The day.
day,
Do you
the
remember how the day was
day.
like for you, Ching?
Oh, it was a really good day to be honest. Like I still remember on the day of the morning, I was really nervous and I barely ate much for breakfast. I only ate like bee hoon soup on the day. And
Bihon soup.
I arrived at
Beyonce.
school. Yeah, and I arrived at school, and actually we all from 5 people and at the year gathered in the hall. I go to meet my friends in the hall, and we chat a little. And before we get our results, the principal went on stage and gave a little speech, talk about all the SPM stuff like the GPA, how many A's or and all of that lah. actually, I think she was really glad of our results. And after the talk, we all went to our class teachers to take our results. In my case, because like there's other people who like after getting the results, they go shopping lah, go everywhere they want. But for me, I actually went riding with my friends at the canteen.
Oh,
And
that's
after
nice.
that, yeah, and after that, I was like, hey, why don't we go find the teachers who taught us before, and we will thank them. And so me and my friend went class by class to find the teachers who taught us, and I told them my results. Yeah, it was really fun.
Wow.
Nice. Wait, at least you guys have the opportunity to like be in person to collect your results, see your friends, see your teachers for the final time and everything tau. I mean, for my school, I mean, memang lah batch 2020 kan, COVID memang cannot do all of the ceremonies whatsoever lah kan. Tapi the only thing that we had was some sort of online ceremony or something, you know? It's not even a proper ceremony where you can meriah, you can feel or anything. It just felt a bit slightly scripted lah, I guess. Tu lah. And
Oh,
we could not experience the same go thanking teachers whatsoever in person whatsoever, telling your results punya experience as you did. So to be honest, I feel a bit pretty jealous lah
Man.
actually.
Yeah, like you get to meet your friends back, you get to meet your teachers back face to face. We didn't
yeah.
get that.
I mean, I complained about my experience, but I heard from some of my friends from other schools as well. Apparently, their schools don't even bother with doing that, man. The results they come, they just go and check their results, and then that's it. Quiet. Maybe just a few message in the WhatsApp group of their class, and then tu je lah. They don't even have a online ceremony, man. So yeah,
That's really sad.
feels bad, man.
It's like-
Being
I mean,
curious, at
just
least you had the ceremony.
Yeah, at least ada lah sikit, even if it's
yeah,
online and a bit scripted.
online. Oh my god. So then, I mean, for all of us, I guess it went smoothly, right? Right.
Sort of.
How smoothly was it? Very smooth, I guess.
Boleh cakap lah.
Boleh lah. Kita boleh lah SPM.
Boleh je
Pada
lah.
pun. So now, it seems like we finished our main points. Yeah, it looks like we finished our main points, which means it is time for the Q&A session. Yay!
Yay!
Let's see. So for our Q&A session, we will be answering questions sent in by members of our MYANDORI Discord community in our special little stage VC tag. So for this section, our lovely guest Ching will be reading out the questions as we, the host, try to answer them as truthfully as possible.
Yay!
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 Okay, so for the first question, we have Ama. He asked, how did you feel when the delayed SPM date was announced?
When was it? When was it? When we started online class, right? Like around April, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I
So
think.
Oh, it was that
yeah,
early?
yeah, it
I
was
think
that early.
yeah.
So during that time, like okay, I guess most of the active members of MYANDORI during that time know that I changed my nickname to SPM 2021, even though there was no announcement of it. So when it was announced, I was like, yep, I called it, I predicted it. I mean, you can probably see it from a mile away, but I was like, yeah, I predicted that.
Ren predicted the future. Woo!
So that means I can blame you lah for the announcement.
I mean, yeah, the first announcement was okay, but then when the second announcement came, it was, oh no.
I
The
think I
first
know
one,
what you're getting at.
the first announcement was okay, but when they delayed it again, it was like, oh no, we still have to go through pain.
How long is this thing gonna last?
How long? Oh
When
no.
will this end? When will this end?
I think for me, it was pretty much the same kind of feeling as you run because originally, when I heard that SPM was gonna be delayed, I honestly felt pretty happy about it because I don't know, it felt like it gave me more time to try and fix my subjects yang I'm bad at, as well as actually focus on the topics that maybe I'm bad at in a certain subject whatsoever. And I thought I'd be able to give me a higher grade than I previously expected to, honestly. Tapi itulah, and when the second announcement came, honestly, I just wanted everything to end at that moment, like school, SPM, just in general. I just want to get it done and over with. So I really feel you.
Yeah.
Man, like, King, what was your reaction when you heard that our SPM was delayed?
For me, because I have a cousin who actually do SPM 2020, when I heard that the SPM day is going to be delayed, I was like, oh no, this will be really bad. Like
Mm.
I can see his suffering because like, oh my god, SPM got delayed.
Yup, we were all suffering.
I think we were the only ones that were happy about it initially. I think everyone that was looking from outside into our picture was already seeing what
Yeah.
probably was going to happen to us.
Like everyone else was like, oh no, your SPM got delayed, and like, we were like, oh, yeah, more time, yay.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, but the second one definitely was dreadful.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And this connects to our second question asked by Haru. Haru asks, do you think that the SPM delay helped by giving you more time to prepare for it, or does the longer wait makes it more dreadful?
Okay, all right. So for this one, honestly, it feels a bit of a 50-50 for my response because on one side, while I don't really deny that SPM did give me a lot more time to actually prepare for set subjects whatsoever like I originally expected. On another side, it also made it feel much more dreadful to just wait for SPM to come. It's how do I say this? It's like I'm glad that it happened, and I'm glad that you gave me the time to do all of this and all. But can you please just hurry up? I just want this to end. That was honestly my feeling when what's it called
Uh,
again? Thinking back at it,
I
but it's
get it.
yeah.
I get it too. Because as we all experience SPN, I get the feel too like, can SPN finish like now?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the feeling of wanting SPM to be over.
Yeah, itulah. So that's why I honestly feel like bila apa nama tu? When you ask that question, when I think back at it, I think memang I really can't say anything other than close to 50-50 lah. But if you do force me to say which side, then I guess it helps me more than it feels dreadful to me, I guess. Yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I'm a little different because when how do you say this? For me, I felt like I don't know, maybe a little bit of both because I thought, okay, because I didn't participate in online class that much, maybe this delay might help me catch up with subjects that I've been neglecting for the whole MCO. But then,
Mm-hmm.
like at the same time, I just want everything to be done with. Like I don't know. I think it's just common mentality within all SPM 2020 students that they want the SPM to just be over with. We were all
Mm-hmm.
begging. We
yeah,
Yeah.
just wanted to be free.
Because at that moment we are just realizing that oh my god, compared to our brothers and whatsoever and sisters whatsoever, compared to them we're actually taking so much more time on school that we're just missing out on what they probably would be doing at this point right now. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
honestly agree that probably every student of the 2020 punya batch was thinking, yeah, just let it end already.
And no suffering,
I
please.
know it's suffering.
yeah, I can relate to that. So there comes our next question asked by Wounds. How
Oh.
do you bring yourself to study when you are at home and don't even have the mood to touch the books?
Maybe we're the wrong people. You should be
Yeah,
asking
you
this.
probably are asking the wrong person.
But like, okay. I mean, even though I did not want to study, I still tried to pick up my books because I reminded myself that my parents bought these books for me. They wanted me to succeed. And I just felt like if I fail, if I did not do anything. I did not put in any effort. I would just be disappointing them because they already put some money into my education. Like basically, I guilt tripped myself to actually pick up a book, and I
Uh,
did. I did pick up a book, but
Oh,
like I only did a little bit.
I mean, using guilt trip.
I wouldn't recommend guilt tripping because it might have an effect on your mental health. But if you're like me and like guilt tripping is just one of the ways to actually get you going, then yeah, just do what's best for you.
Mm,
yeah.
I guess I honestly would say the same thing about guilt tripping. Now, okay, well, so, let me just read back your question. How do you bring yourself to study when you're at home and don't have the mood to even touch the books? If I were to be honest, for me personally, I don't. I really don't touch books or study at all, seriously. Cuma, itulah, since you're asking, I guess I should give some kind of proper advice, right? So, like Ran mentioned, I think guilt tripping really does work because, apa nama tu? When you think back at your parents, apa semua, memang dah susah-susah give you education apa semua tu, memang it sort of makes you really want to show results or whatsoever. Tapi even if you don't use your parents as a sort of motivation, you can even tell yourself that maybe, oh, if you don't study, it'll be the end of you ke, or you'll ruin your future plans ke, whatsoever if you don't study. Honestly, it can sort of help you at times, I guess. I mean, it guilt strips you, and sometimes it really backfires and gives you stress instead. But hey, I mean, it is a way that you can sort of motivate yourself to study. But itulah, I mean, since that's a sort of a 50-50 kind of iffy punya cara to get yourself to study, I guess other than that, what advice I can give is probably to try and have a proper, clean, neat space for you to do your studies lah. Because apa nama tu? Having a clean space will actually help you feel less serabut, feel less apa nama tu? Uh, bukannya less motivated tu lah. It's you give yourself a reason not to not to distract yourself with things lah. It makes you more focused, to be honest, having a clean space. And aside from that, I think you can also listen to some calm studying music or whatsoever. And if you have some friends that are studying with you as well, that you have in Discord whatsoever, you can ajak them do a online punya study session Maybe it can help you get the mood to study or whatsoever. Because like Iran mentioned at her dorms, when you see other people studying, doing their best as well, it makes you wanna do your best as well. Tapi itulah, kalau your friends go and play certain games like Valo ke whatsoever during that time, then memang habis lah kau, no mood lah. Tapi itulah, the final thing that I can sort of give advice on is, I guess, to set a daily routine for yourself, I suppose. Where you force yourself at this time of the day whatsoever, you at least have to study something.
Mhm.
This is what I hear from other people. I don't honestly do it myself. Tapi once you do this kind of thing, once the routine sets in, you just feel like you have to continue it. You don't feel like, even if you feel like you don't want to study or whatsoever, you will just go automatically sit at the table and just continue doing your work whatsoever. I think a routine really helps you when you memang just want to try and study on a daily basis whatsoever. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's the end of my advice for a while.
That's pretty
Good luck
good
with your studies,
advice.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck with your studies.
For the SPM coming up, just good luck on your SPM and I hope you do well in them too.
Mm-hmm.
So the next question is by Shiori. She asked, did your relationships with your schoolmates change when you are at home during online classes?
Can I start first for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
So did your relationship change with your schoolmates when you're at home during online classes? So honestly, yeah, because like I said, I didn't really go into online classes whatsoever. I basically skipped them. And I even mentioned that I avoided my classmates and friends and everything, right? Yeah, if I have to say, then honestly, my relationship with my schoolmates really changed during the whole online learning period. But like I said, it's mainly my fault for all of it changing because I avoided them. I didn't want to go into online classes. I purposely didn't respond to all of their messages whatsoever, just so that I can, run away from school. It honestly, I guess it made our relationship become some sort of distant relationship, I guess, with my schoolmates and everything. Because when I go back to actually trying to talk with them again, especially with the guys that I usually hang out with, when I try and talk back to them again after that whole period, I honestly felt like we weren't as close as we used to before. They are doing more stuff that I didn't know about. They friended with more people that I didn't know about. Stuff like that. I honestly felt like we weren't as close as before lah. Tapi honestly, that's memang my fault for it happening. So, but still, because we felt more distant and everything, it just gives me an opportunity to tengok balik on what the heck they are doing in the first place. What are they trying to do? What are they reacting to? What are their opinions or certain things whatsoever? And I do realize that maybe it wasn't a really good thing after all, for what's it called? For me to be really in line with their sort of mentality, I guess. I really don't know how to say this other than that, honestly. I mean, yeah, you know what? I'll just end it there. Lah. I won't elaborate it on it more, but when you talk about relationships with people, I honestly don't think it's just limited to schoolmates. For my apa na to? For my situation at least, I think my relationship with everyone in general got affected because of what's it called again? All of that stress. It made me like unintentionally spread it out to even people who aren't related to school. Like for example, my parents or whatsoever. I just went distant away from them. Even my Discord friends or whatsoever. I just went distant from them just because of online classes and stuff like that. So yeah, to answer your question, since it got pretty long and whatsoever, yeah, my relationships with my schoolmates and with people in general did change when I was at home during online classes. All of that stress really did change everything.
Sedih. Sedih banget.
It's okay. It's in the past. It's okay.
I mean, for me, my relationship with my schoolmates, let's see, I guess there's a difference for me. Like, classmates, if you're talking about classmates, then I think nothing changed because I was always distant with my classmates since Form 4 because I ada buat hal with them, and yeah, we've been distant since Form 4. So yeah, no change there, but there was kind of some change with my schoolmates, like people outside of my class. Like I said, we played games during MCO 1.0 and 2.0. So that means the games basically they help strengthen our bond because like okay, first you make your own group chat for the game,
Mm.
and then once you make your chat for the game, suddenly when there's life problems that basically stop your game, they will tell, and like from there everything like everyone just becomes more comfortable with each other. Like the more you open up about your problems, like oh this person has some family problems, and then like we give comfort to each other basically,
I
and we
see.
began to get closer and closer. So now for me, my trio of friends, like me and two other friends, really got very close. They're now my close friends to say in this moment.
Eh,
Oh, that's
nice.
really good.
I mean, like when you compare both me and Run's story, when you hear that one of us managed to become much more distant from everyone, and then you suddenly hear what's it called again? Your bond, your relationship with your schoolmates, everything got tighter because of games whatsoever. It honestly feels nice, man. Hearing that, it feels like
Yeah, I
memang
know,
makes
right?
me feel a bit jealous.
Well, I guess maybe I wasn't always the kind of person to be social with in real life people, but I guess because they share similar interests and most of our bonding is done online, I guess that's why we actually got closer.
I see, I see.
So yeah, it was actually pretty good. On to the next
Yeah.
question before we get emotional.
So the next question we have Sty asking about how dreadful it was. when you found out about your result date?
Oh my God,
Run,
result
silakan.
day.
Let's go, Ran. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, style, listen. Okay, even though not. Okay, listen. We basically had our results announced in the weirdest way possible. Okay, so for me, one of my friends from school who I did not contact for a long time suddenly gave me a Facebook link. I was like, "What is this link? Why is it Facebook? I don't use Facebook." And then she was like, "Just click on it." I was like, "It's not a virus, right? Why would I give a virus to you, right?" So then, what happened? I clicked on it, okay, and then it came, and then this official account, okay, and then I click on the video, and then guess what? Baiklah, result SPM untuk batch 2020 akan diumumkan pada Jun 10 hari bulan Jun. Man, oh my God, it was through a Facebook video. Like,
True lah.
excuse me,
No, I mean,
excuse me.
I am sorry that I'm cutting in, but honestly, when I hear that announcement as well, I just felt mad, man. Like, okay, first, I felt like I wanted to die because results like kan really don't wanna hear the results and whatsoever like kan. But then that instantly turned into anger because why would you announce something so important to a Facebook
on
post?
Facebook, like, bro.
Tora! No, when it's something as important as official as SPM results, usually you'd say in news, usually you'd say like a month in advance or something, right? When
Like,
did they announce?
Ching, your batch got a month announcement, right?
Yeah, and it was announced on the news too. Like, this is really weird. Like, Facebook link? Why?
Ah, that's
Very
why
skeptic.
that's why I couldn't help but slam my table just now, you know.
As for
It's,
me, as I say earlier, from my batch, the date got announced 1 month before the date. At first, I was like, okay, 1 month before I get the results, but as near the date comes, as nervous am I. Yeah, that's what I feel during at the time.
hey, at least you got time to prepare your heart, prepare everything now. We only had a
One,
week, okay?
yeah, we only had a week
Itulah.
through Facebook link, and it only got
Itulah.
announced on the news after.
That's why
Bro,
to this day I
No,
feel salty about that. That does not feel professional at all. I am sorry to say, but I am very mad about that still.
no.
and move on from it.
Still can't move on from it.
That, like,
So,
I
so
think I would
moving
be
on.
happier. Wait, I think for me, I think I would be happier if that link was just a rickroll at this point.
Kan.
These results, I hate this. Oh my
I
God.
hate this
Next
as well.
question, please,
Next
before we
guy.
get more mad.
Mhm.
So next question we have is from Ara. He asks from where I live, which is he lives at Vietnam. There's always two entrance exam for students, one for high school and another one for university. And my little sister just went through her first mid-COVID, and she had to face a lot of cramped extra classes because class quality is so bad. And the structure, date, and test time will change just 2 to 3 weeks before the exam. Do your friends also have to face it in Malaysia?
Wait. So you're saying that your little sister, just because online classes quality was so bad, not only did she had to sit for more extra classes and everything, her structure, date, time, all of her timetable whatsoever was changed just a few weeks before the exam. What? Wait, bro. An exam taking student shouldn't be subjected to that much stress, man, before the exams. What the hell, bro? Imagine if that happened to me or any one of us. Honestly, I'd go insane. Seriously, I mean, really sucks to hear that your little sister had to go through all of that. I really hope the exams itself wasn't too hard on her, since she had to go through all of that actually. And so
Yeah, I feel bad for her too.
And since I assume lah that she managed to go through all of her exams successfully, do give my congratulations to her. Seriously, like if she can do something like that, then big salute. But to answer your question, fortunately for my school, we didn't have to resort to holding any extra classes or subjects or whatsoever, and we didn't really have to resort to doing anything extra other than just normal revision in classes, lah. And while I cannot really comment on the quality of our online classes since I didn't go to them, I do
Although,
see that I did see that my friends who were in online classes, they managed to answer quizzes and mock exam papers fairly well, even after going through online learning. So I don't think they're that bad, save for people who are like me. And yeah, in terms of our exam structure and the dates, time, whatsoever being changed just a few weeks before the exam, I don't think that happened to any of us in Malaysia, right, Ran?
Mm, not really to say.
Yeah, because our schedule, all of our schedule is the same, and I think they were released a month in advance, I guess, right?
I think it was two. Oh yeah,
Oh,
1 month.
two.
1 month in
Oh,
advance.
1 month, 1 month. Yeah, at
1 month
least,
and a half, I guess.
yeah, at least we had a set time now that they didn't change or whatsoever. So, yeah, it's really sad to hear that your little sister had to go through all of that.
yeah.
Condolences.
Mm-hmm. Were you done
Uh,
answering?
yeah, I'm done.
That was long.
Sorry lah. All of my answers are long. Even my advice are long.
So, so our last question is that if something similar happened to us, and I have to say, like as Kiro said, not exactly, but it was pretty similar. I mean, we did get our things a bit changed. Like the SPM, it was changed, and there are also certain exams that were changed. Like for the standard 6 exam that we call UPSR, that one was cancelled permanently. And then the PT3 exam, if I remember correctly, was cancelled too. For is it cancelled for a short while or until COVID finishes? I'm unsure.
I think
I,
it's only until COVID finishes kot for tu.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure, but
so
I think there was no PT3, I think.
yeah, I know there was no
Yeah,
PT3 and UPSR. That's for sure.
UPSR, what do they
So
even change it with, honestly?
not sure, but
I
I know
mean,
that it was cancelled. So that is something, all
yeah,
right.
I mean, the whole UPSR got cancelled since this year. Rest in peace, UPSR.
Rest in peace,
mm,
UPS. You were the only exam I got straight A's on.
well, yeah, that's the only exam that I had decent grades in before everything went down, I guess. So I miss you, UPSR. Thanks for your service.
UPSR.
Wait, so
So
how about
yeah,
PT3s? Kena delay, so kena replace dengan apa?
it I think it got
Bukan
replaced with
delay
a
lah, cancel.
normal exam. Unsure because okay, I have a sibling that had their PT3 cancelled, and they didn't sit for PT3. They had a different exam, and that exam basically just determines whether you're in science stream or art stream, and it's basically the same as PT3, but at the same time it's not. Like it doesn't have the same feeling as PT3, if that makes sense.
I see, I see. So,
Just because PT3 is this big exam and then
mm,
and then it's cancelled. So you have these smaller exams that no one really cares about.
so less stress lah ni.
Uh,
It looks like less stress.
Oh, and makcik-makcik bawang ada?
No, no, no. I don't think they care anymore. They should
Nice.
care about themselves now in this pandemic. Oh my. So yeah, I hope that answers the question because to me this question is kinda, I don't know, maybe my reading comprehension has gone down, but yeah, I
Tak
hope
apa, me
it
too.
answers.
okay, so we have come to the last question, which is asked by Maka. He asked, not this is not really SPM related, but more to final year of secondary school related. If you were given a chance to go back 1 year, 6 months in time to a different timeline, where COVID didn't exist, and you actually go to school, will you take it?
This question, very I mean, for me, I would definitely take the chance if that would happen because, first and foremost, I mean, right now, I'm actually very grateful for the SPM results that I have. So changing it wouldn't be much of a problem, but I think I would have done better if I followed my plan pre-COVID. Like if everything went as I wanted it to go pre-COVID, like the plan that I had, like I feel like I could actually do something. Like
Mm,
maybe I could have gotten more A's. Maybe I could get all credits because the plan I had was what I thought was best for me. But since COVID had to abruptly like disrupt the flow, I just felt like I couldn't. And I don't know, it just COVID took a very big chunk of my motivation that whatever that I initially planned was definitely out of the window. Like
mm,
I didn't even plan to continue it. It's just okay, COVID, I can't do anything anymore. So if I were to take back these 1 year, 6 months and like change it to the 8 months we were supposed to have, I would definitely take that chance for sure.
I see, I see.
What about you, Kiro?
For me, to be honest, my answer, although it is pretty tempting, and honestly, I did feel like I actually felt the same way as Ran. Um, I honestly think that in the end, I think I wouldn't have taken it. I wouldn't have wanted to go back in time to a time without COVID whatsoever, because when all is said and done, even though my particular punya experience for my final year of secondary school was actually gila teruk, like you see me failing this, failing that whatsoever, not doing coursework whatsoever, even though all of that happened, I think it managed to make me even more wiser and more cautious of things, I guess, regarding my studies and even in life in general, compared to if I was in a timeline where COVID didn't happen. Because honestly, after all of that pain and whatsoever, yeah, I just call it pain, but honestly, I don't think it's that much of a big deal. Cuma, itulah, there's a lot of lessons that can be taken out of that, I think. All of that which can actually help shape me into a better person, in my opinion, if I use it correctly lah. And I also think that without COVID actually happening, I don't think I would have been as hopeful and as determined as I currently am to actually take that next step to university. I think I probably still be wishing that school didn't end and that I'd stay in school and stuff like that. Yeah, I think I'd probably be stuck in the past. Because honestly, to me, right now, what happened before this, it honestly gives me more motivation to make sure that it doesn't repeat again. And I actually managed to get some sort of new start going into college and uni, if I do say so, I guess. Yeah, something like that. And yeah, I guess even though I might have fared a whole lot more better emotionally if COVID didn't happen, and maybe I would have gotten these sort of emotional scars if the timeline was different and stuff like that. But I still wouldn't have known certain things about myself, about how I act, about the way that I acted in the past, as well as my behavior. I would have been able to understand all of it this early on, compared to if I was in that other timeline where COVID didn't happen. I think memang that whole experience managed to allow me to grow even more as a person, I guess. So yeah, even though I regret most of what happened during 2020, I suppose I really wouldn't change it, even if I was given a chance to do so. Because instead of holding on to regrets and wishing that you can change the past, I think honestly it'd be better if you can resolve yourself to move on and change your future instead. But honestly, it's big words coming from someone like me, right?
At least like what you said was a pretty wise to say. Good for
A bit,
people. And I guess that concludes our Q&A session. So thank you, Kiro, and thank you, Ching, for your help with the Q&A session.
thank
No
you.
problem.
And thank you to everyone who took the time out of the day to send in their questions. And we hope that we managed to satisfy your curiosities.
We are now nearing the end of the podcast, but before we start the ending BGM, we'd like to give some advice to our juniors so that you guys won't make the same mistake as we did. So, first up, Run, take it away.
So my first advice to you, like to those juniors out there, is to always remember that in this pandemic, you aren't facing it alone. Because right now, everyone is facing the pandemic and with varying levels of stress. If you feel like you're on the edge, just try to take a break, relax, and rethink your problem because the problems you have now are some kind of knot in your head. So that little knot in your head, you need to try to untie it. Like from that knot, just try to untie it little by little. You don't have to immediately like struggle to actually try it, because you might actually take longer to struggle doing it fastly than to do it like slowly, slow and steady, like steadily. So like evaluate your problems accordingly, and if you need anyone, just speak to them honestly. Like this brings to my second advice, which is to value your friends. Because as you approach the end of school in Form 5, you realize you won't be in the same setting anymore. You won't be able to see your friends face to face as frequently anymore. So the people who you've been with, who you're facing this pandemic with, your classmates, any roommates that you have, or your desk mates, these people have shared some kind of pain with you, and they can relate to you in a way that if you were to give like random about what you're going through, some of them might actually like relate, or some of them might help you really, because everyone is going through almost the same thing. You know, some people have different, like some people are more privileged than others, but at the same time, you guys are doing this online class thing, and like most people don't even like online class. So if you try to tell them your problems, yeah, they'll either relate or help. So cherish them as much as you can, because you're not gonna you might not see them anymore after school. So yeah, just cherish people around you. That's all the advice I have. So now, Kiro, please, yours.
Thank you. Before I start my advice, I just want to let you guys know, the advice that I have is pretty long. So honestly, if you don't care too much about the advice, I advise you to just take off your headphones for like 5 minutes or something. We'll call you back when I'm done, because honestly,
Yeah,
my advice is
I'll inform
pretty
you.
long.
I'll inform you guys when it's done.
Yeah, my voice is pretty long, but if you want to listen to all of it, then yeah, just try and listen as best as possible. I could. This is advice from someone who is pretty much, who pretty much experienced the, not to say bottom of the barrel punya experience of SPM, but someone that experienced a lot lah. I guess I'll start with my first advice. So first advice, just please try to participate in online class. Yeah, even if it might be hard for you, I think it'll be more worth it than actually avoiding it. If you have some sort of like bad sleeping pattern ke, or some kind of reason that you cannot go into online classes yang memang sendiri punya reason, not some kind of reason yang oh parents tak kasi ke, or oh memang tak ada internet good whatsoever, fix that and force yourself to listen to online classes. Seriously, I mean, some people might think what I'm about to say right now is going to be bad advice, but masuk je lah. You don't even have to talk or interact with anyone, nor do you even have to answer the teacher when they call for you ke, or nor do you even have to answer anyone if they try and interact with you. As long as you're in the class and are listening and taking in whatever the teacher is teaching you, that's good enough. Better than nothing at all, even if they call you out for it. Seriously, just try not to avoid it, because if you miss out on online classes, you're basically missing out on a lot of good knowledge, necessary knowledge, man. It'll bite you more than you think that it bite you in the. I don't know lah. It's basically, don't just skip online classes because you think it's not worth it. Because
Yeah,
in
don't
the
be
end,
like
it's actually,
hero.
yeah. Don't be like me lah. In a sense, yeah. No, my second advice, if you're worried about your studies, ke, coursework, ke, whatsoever, and you aren't able to study and continue your coursework on your own, just please go talk to your subject teacher ke, or good friend ke, and just ask them for help lah. Serious. Even if you might feel embarrassed to do so ke, or you're scared at being judged at for being behind everyone ke, or even if you're scared to disappoint them, honestly, you should just do it. Just ask them. It's better than just staying stagnant, man. Seriously, it's better to just let them know what are your problems. Because if you don't, then
Yeah,
you're just gonna stay as you are lah. You're not gonna continue on lah. You're just gonna be more stressed out, and then nothing will change. Honestly.
you are going to struggle if you don't ask your teachers when you have problems.
Hmm. Now, my next advice is another advice that might sound bad, but if you feel overwhelmed by your quiz, ke, your homework, ke, assignments that the teacher gives to you, through online learning ke apa semua. And if all of those have short deadlines, then honestly just take a step back, relax, and do all of it on your own pace. You really don't have to submit them all at the same deadline. Just submit as you are done with them. Don't feel pressured to complete them all in time, especially if you feel like there's way too much to do in a short period. As long as you actually know what you're learning and can actually understand it, that's good. Because at the end of the day, your test results are all that matters for SPM. I am telling you this right now, except for coursework lah. Your test results are all that matter. Just don't feel stressed about homeworks and whatsoever lah. Because that's not the most important thing during SPM. What's important is you actually knowing that knowledge. Tapi
Yeah,
itulah,
true.
what I'm saying, this don't apply it in college or uni because those assignments that you do actually count to your course. So yeah, please just only do it for SPM if you really want to. And yeah, if the teachers say anything or scold you for not meeting the deadline, just don't take it too hard and just do your best without having to sacrifice your sanity.
Yeah. Especially where
Now,
the teachers like give like more homework during the online classes, like why?
itulah. I mean, I honestly feel like they give like times 2 or times 3 the amount that they would have given if it's during physical class times. Honestly, man. So that's why really you should just do it at your own pace. Don't stress about it. Because if you stress about it, then you're just gonna ruin more things for yourself. Serious. My next advice is to those who have to do coursework, especially those yang ada account ke business punya coursework. If you still aren't finished with your coursework, serious, just finish them, siapkan. Serious. If you end up making loads of mistakes, just complete your coursework as best as possible and just submit it. Just jangan give up on it. Jangan be afraid of mistakes because once you are afraid of that, once you don't actually submit and you just stay like that, you haven't started or whatsoever, it's really going to affect you in the end if you memang tak submit langsung. Just submit it even if it's imperfect or whatsoever, because usually when you submit it, your teachers will help you try and fix everything for you. They will help you improve on your coursework. And even if you don't really want to fix anything, that one is okay. It's all fine. It's just fine. It's just fine. You just should have something to show that you at least did your coursework instead of just giving up and not submitting terus. Because completing your coursework is one of the requirements on some subjects to even get a grade, you know. Unless
Yeah,
if you want your grades to be counted as TH lah. And TH tahulah yang TH tu you won't show on your certificate ke whatsoever. At least that's what I heard lah. Tapi don't just say that it's just 1 or 2 subjects when you try and justify not doing your coursework and giving out whatsoever. Because you do not know if those 2 subjects could have been the light that could have led you into some kind of uni or college that you wanted to go to. Just
Personal experience.
yeah, it's personal experience, honestly, for me,
Yeah.
because I tried to enter Nottingham, if I'm not mistaken, and their requirements for the foundation courses are all B, if I'm not mistaken. If I did my coursework and if I did my test whatsoever properly, I really think that I'm not confident that I'd be able to get those Bs, but at least I'd have a ray of hope, you know, that I could be able to have a B ke, have something ke. Now when I see I have a TH, it honestly feels like slight regret, man. Just basically regret.
So please
Ah.
remember
Nah,
coursework
5
first
minutes.
and homework second.
Coursework first, homework second. Now I realized that I'm actually going I wanted to overtime and stuff like that. It's probably more than 5 minutes and stuff, but I'm near the end, okay? Just this is some sort of chirama, okay? That's why. So but yeah, it's near the end. It's okay. Hopefully. Now anyways, second second last advice. If you're feeling pressured by your parents or your teachers, it's okay. I honestly know how you feel. Because when it gets pressured like that whatsoever, memang it really starts to affect your mental health and stuff like that. So when that pressure is starting to come up on you and stuff like that, please just go and find someone to talk to and rant to. Someone that can actually comfort you. Just don't try and be alone or try and keep it all in yourself when you're feeling like that. It can seriously affect your sanity, like I mentioned before. Like you can take the most cheerful and easygoing guy out there, but once you subject them to some kind of constant pressure without any means of ranting or escaping, they will start to lose it, man. Honestly, just don't think of keeping it in just because you don't want to disappoint or bother someone. Just let it out, please, because it'll honestly do you more good than any harm. Serious, please. And I guess that really brings me to my final point. Please, and I honestly can't emphasize this enough. Just take care of your mental health. Serious. That's the most important thing. Don't get so stressed out about studying and falling behind in class and lessons and coursework that you start to neglect your mental health. Because I'm gonna be honest, SPM is just one step in your life. Even if you royally mess up SPM, it's just not the game over for your life. There's still a lot of things that you can do. Even if you don't get a good result, something like that. Just don't neglect your mental health. If you neglect to take care of yourself, then you might not be able to think straight anymore, and then you'll start to make even more mistakes. And at some point, you might even start to damage your own relationship with friends, teachers, and others. Once that happens, not only will it start to take even more of a toll on you, you might even lose something or someone important to you in the middle of it. Serious. I am not kidding you. That can actually happen to you as well. Then you might just find yourself in a sort of negative spiral from there on out, and then in the end, you might even start to have dangerous thoughts. Like,
Mhm.
I want to mention things lah, but you know what I'm trying to say over here. So yeah, if you feel stressed out or worried about anything, just go and talk to someone or even multiple people, man. Serious. It can be your school counselor or your teacher, it can be your best friend, your parents, your cat, or even can be some kind of weirdo you meet online or whatsoever. Just go seek advice, or at least try and write about your problems to someone that you trust. Just don't keep it all in, because if you keep it all in, then you're just gonna ruin yourself in the long run, man. Just please take
Yeah,
care of yourself
I
and
relate to that.
just please just take care of yourself, lah. Serious, before it's too late.
We
That's
have we have
honestly all that.
emotions in
Mm-hmm.
Yandori. You can run there.
Yeah, you can write in hashtag emotions inside of the MYANDORI Discord channel. You can seriously just, even if you wanna do something stupid and rant about it on Insta stories or something, just do that, man. You can
Yeah,
seriously just do that on Twitter or something.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
put it out. Don't keep it in. Never give up. Why did I say that? I don't know. But yeah, just please, just let it all out. Seriously, that's all. That's the only advice that I have.
Wow, that was wow, boy.
Sorry,
Oh
panjang
my. I mean, I guess that's wise advice, honestly, because I guess some people are more prone to giving up than others, because there are some people who want to drop out of school just because of this huge amount of stress they're going through. But
Hmm.
like, even for us, like, I'm not trying to say we're better, but we were like put under the like pressure under stress because of COVID. But even though we went through all that, we still tried to go through SPM. We didn't try to
Hmm.
like, we didn't give up entirely. I mean, Kiro might have not focused that much on SPM because of his backup,
Hmm.
but he still did it. He still did SPM.
Yeah, I still did it.
Yeah,
And
that's important.
yeah, that's the most important thing. I will tell you this right now. I mentioned before this that my child, I fail basically everything, right? Even though I didn't focus on SPM, I still managed to pass all of my subjects except for the TH punya subjects tau. I managed to get a credit
Ooh,
tau. So
yeah, that's really
honestly,
good.
if you feel like you won't do well on SPM and you just want to drop out, seriously, man, get rid of that mentality. Just go through it, man. Even if you get a bad result, even if you fail both BM or sejarah or whatsoever, at least you did SPM. At least you can still retake it. You still have another chance. And even if you get minimal results like okay C BM, C sejarah, and then C maybe English whatsoever, even if you only have 3 credits, that 3 credits can still bring you to places. You can still do a lot of stuff with those 3 credits, but just don't drop out, don't give up. Because when you do that, you're just basically giving up on your life, man. I'm just saying that right now. Just please try and continue your studies, man. Continue SPM, even if it hurts. Because it'll, in the end, that thing will help you for your life.
Indeed, because even like the employees, they want your CJ, they want your certificate, the SPM certificate.
Itulah, if you want to
Once you,
take part-time work pun, they will ask to see your SPM certificate. And there is barely any work that you can do without an SPM certificate. That's the thing. And another thing, even for budak, apa nama tu? Yang ambil IGCSE tau. even they sometimes still have to go grab SPM now because they wanna take a government job or something. So, itulah. Honestly, just go through SPM, man. Don't drop out. If you drop out, man, I really don't know what to say, man.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, we've been through a lot, but I don't know. This just makes me feel very sad that there are people who want to drop out.
Itulah. I mean, when looking at it again, Pony the way, I really can't blame too much on them lah, because even they might have their own reasons for wanting to drop out whatsoever. But if your reasons are just because you think that you can't do it, then honestly, that reason is not enough. That reason is just stupid, man. Just why are you giving up now? You still don't know the results. Just continue, man. Just continue.
Yeah.
Never give up.
Like look
Don't
at
give up, okay,
SPM
guys?
2020. They
For-
suffered
for-
through like a lot like physical stuff, physical class, online classes, but they still did SPM, which is a really, really proud thing to say. Yeah. Just don't skip
Just
SPM, please. Just
please.
don't
do it.
skip.
Even if you get straight E's, that's good enough. That's good. Okay, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean at least get 5 credits. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
5
okay.
credits.
Not even 5 credits. Not even 5 credits. 3 credits pun dah enough lah. At least you can go diploma with that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, diploma.
Yeah, yeah.
Just try your best, please. Even,
Yeah.
okay, not even diploma, okay? You can still get a certificate as well. 1 SPM credit. Just, please, have SPM. Just have SPM.
Yeah.
Do it. Just do it. Okay, just go with it.
Do it.
Just do it. Never give up.
Do it. Don't give up.
This has
Oh my
become a
God.
motivation one podcast.
I mean, like, advice lah kan. Kena lah kira sikit.
Yeah, and there you have it, guys. Looks like, well, looks according to our time, we've reached the end of today's episode of MYANCAST.
Yay!
We hope that you have enjoyed listening to our little rambles about the new normal to school life. Okay, if you had fun, if you had a laugh, then please say so, because compliments do brighten up our days.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, thank you, Kiro, for joining me as a co-host.
Thank you for
Yay.
inviting.
And thank you, Ching, for being our lovely guest for today.
Yay!
Yay! Pati.
No problem. Yay, Pachi.
And okay, as we know, as of right now, we're still in lockdown, so please stay at home and only go out whenever you need to, okay? For groceries, for any like appointments you have, just the important stuff. Don't go gata-gata nak keluar.
Itulah jangan
Please.
gatal
Jangan gata nak keluar. And then for those that are going to take their vaccines, please take care after you get your shot. Because as someone who got the AZ vaccine, and then yeah, I got a very bad fever on like the night after I got my shot. So please take care of yourself. Panadol is your best friend in these moments, and yeah. So that is all for today's episode. See you in the next one. Bye everyone.
Like,
Bye.
Bye bye.